Thank you. So I request all the guests to kindly light the lamp. I request the dignitaries for a quick photo op. Yes, for the photo session. All right, thank you so much. So once again, a big round of applause to all our esteemed dignitaries. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Request you all to please take your seats on the dais. Yes. So well, ladies and gentlemen, now I please welcome, I request Mr. Russell Fernandez, VP and Branch Head Karnataka, the Times of India, to deliver the welcome address. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. A very good morning to each of you, and thank you for coming here. Today is a Saturday, and I understand that you all had many other options, but most of you have taken the time, the trouble to understand that leisure and rest is not everything in life. There's a certain amount of knowledge that one gets, and thank you for all of you all for being here. Today, we, the Times of India Group, bring to you Mission Admission 2024. It is the biggest exhibition and education seminar for Bangalore, in which we have one thing that we dedicated to, and that is to provide young students and their parents with guidance, knowledge, and inputs and suggestions, so as to enable students, along with their parents, to make informed choices and decisions about your education career and the path that you would like to take. We also go further to give you the best institutes, and we've got them here around for this day today, and you can see those stalls there, and you can look at different choices that you can make from there. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all esteemed speakers and panelists today who have taken out the time from their schedule and to make it for this occasion. They are here to impart a wealth of knowledge and experience that they have got over the years, and they're experts in their own field, to you, dear students and parents. This will go a long way to helping students to have the right perspective and to choose the right path. Ladies, gentlemen, students and parents, please give our speakers and panelists a big round of applause. Our Times of India team and my colleagues have prepared a well-structured program today, and please allow me in a nutshell to mention the various topics that we have to plan to cover to take all of you all to. We'll begin with a keynote address from our esteemed guest, Shri Srikar M S, I.A.S. Thank you, sir, for joining us. After the address from Mr. Srikar, we will then move to an interesting panel discussion of very knowledgeable panelists and who are experts. And the topic that we'll cover there is engineering education and how the job market is evolving with the presence of AI in our lives. We'll then move through the day, and we'll have another counseling session on CET by Mr. Uttam Kumar, Senior Assistant, Karnataka Examinations Authority. After that, we break for lunch, and post-lunch, we will have a session on COMECT, which is Consortium of Medical Engineering and Dental Colleges of Karnataka, and everything that one needs to know for that particular competitive exam. We'll then move to another panel discussion in the second half of the day, after lunch and after that session, which is an impact on AI and data science courses for non-engineering streams. We've seen that Times of India, if you know, has a Times Techies section, and now we have also introduced another section called AI for Times Techies. And you've seen the whole world is going through, it's not only tech which is going through AI, and that is the reason we have to know on one hand that it is the future, but the other hand, it is not going to take away anyone's jobs, it's only going to create jobs. So that will be a very interesting session. Our last session for the day today will be on NEET and everything got to do with counseling for NEET and the examinations and all details. And this will be taken again by Mr. Uttam Kumar, Senior Assistant, Karnataka Examinations Authority. We look forward today to each of you gathered here to make the most of this knowledge-filled day, so that students who are here listening with their parents are able to use the knowledge and information and insights and have a great academic experience, followed by a successful work life and a happy life in general. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russell, for that note and setting the context. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, a quick intro about our chief guest today, Shri Srikar M S, an Indian Administrative Service Officer of the Karnataka cadre, is presently Principal Secretary to Government of Karnataka in the Department of Higher Education. He has 25 years of administrative experience at the state, government of India and international levels. Prior to this position, he served inter alia as Secretary to the Chief Minister as well as Secretary in the Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms. As GST Commissioner of Commercial Taxes of Karnataka from 2017 to 2021, he was involved in the critical phase of the launch and implementation of India's indirect tax regime. Srikar served in the Indian mission to the World Trade Organization in Geneva as legal advisor and trade and services negotiator from 2014 to 2017. From 2009 to 2013, he has involved in the ideation and implementation of the Aadhaar project as private secretary to Nanda Nilekani, who was a cabinet rank minister as chairman of the Unique Identification Authority of India Aadhaar project. I welcome Shri Srikar M S on behalf of the Times of India Group and everyone here. May I request Shri Srikar to deliver the keynote address. A very, very warm welcome to you, sir. With a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you.
I think there are some seats you can take up, those who are in the corridors. There are a lot of empty seats. Very good morning to you all. Can you hear me? Yeah? All clear? Okay. So, when I was invited for this event, mission admission by Harsha of Times of India, I said I'm not the right person. I am not an engineer. I have not done CET. I am not a student of medicine. So I insisted that you should get experts. So of course the experts are here, Professor Sadgopan and the rest. So they will give you the expertise and knowledge required for your future endeavors in the coming days. But what I thought I will dwell upon is few of my experiences in the past in my life, as well as what I've learned, so that I can share it with you when you're getting into this journey, getting into this segment. So firstly, I'd like to congratulate the Times of India Mission Admission team for doing this wonderful job. I think it's a full packed house. So I think give them an applause first for doing this. Yeah. So let me, I will not go into whether AI, non-AI, I think the expert panels will deal with that. I have only 4 or 5 messages to all of you here, and I will be very brief with the messages, and I will also share some of my personal experiences, which may or may not help you in your career paths, but I hope it does. The first message I want to give, and this is especially for the students here who have come along with their parents. Parents, I have one message in the end, but first I'll give it to the students. So to all the students who are here, who have come, who have just finished your 12th or maybe in 11th, going to 12th, finished your PUC, first message I have is have a purpose and a dream and pursue it relentlessly. Don't follow a herd mentality. Somebody is doing this, some course is good, some college is the best, you've heard it from someone, so let's do that, irrespective of your interest in it. Now this might sound very trivial or, of course we all pursue our dreams, but let me give you a very personal example. So I studied, of course in Bangalore, and I did my 10th grade, normally science, all of us complete 10th with science, and I scored very well. And then I decided to do arts in 11th and 12th. And my school, everybody was shocked. My teachers were shocked. Especially my physics, chemistry, maths teachers were shocked. But I had a dream to pursue humanities. I'm not saying all of you will do humanities. You're all science students. You will do science. I'm just giving an example. So I took that decision with the help of my support of my parents and pursued that dream and did arts. And then ultimately, I went into a career path in humanities. And why I'm saying that is, if you have interest in a particular area, if you have developed an interest in the area, read more about it and pursue that dream till the end. And don't pursue a dream that is not yours or which is foisted upon by others, which will lead to, in the long run, a suboptimal level. So that's my first message to all of you, because there is no single career track which is the optimum or which is the best. There is no single college or no single institution, no single course which is the best or the rest are worse. If you don't get into this course, it doesn't mean the end of the world. You have another course which is equally good, which will equally give you the opportunities. So keep your mind open, pursue a dream, and pursue it to an extent that what you ultimately choose, based on the counseling, based on your advice, based on your parents, based on everything, based on multiple factors, will be what you actually want to do. So that is my first message, because when we were discussing CET, when CET was going on, there are 3.5 lakh students who write the CET. But all 3.5 lakh don't get the college of their desire, right? A lot of you will write Comet K, but all of you may not get it. That is not the end of the world. You have another dream, you have a pursued dream, you can go through a panel, through that channel. So my first message is pursue a dream, and no choice is the ultimate choice. You always have, whatever choice you make, will ultimately, with your hard work, you can achieve it. So that's my first message. Second message, take pride in your origin of your school and your place. I'm telling you this with a very particular objective. See, I didn't go to a fancy school. I'm from Bangalore. In fact, I'm from Malleshwaram. How many are from Malleshwaram here? Okay, some of you Malleshwaram. There was a school called BP Indian Public School in Malleshwaram. Now it has brought down. It is no longer there. It did not have a playground. It was just a building at that time, in 1980s. I studied in that school. Many of my friends, my relatives, my cousins were studying in fancy schools at that time compared to. But that did not deter me. Of course, it has had an impact in the issue, but that did not deter me to achieve my objectives of what I wanted to do, the aim, humanities, or whatever you want to do. So I want to give the second message to you. Please don't be inhibited by where you are studying, or whether your competitor or the people you are with are in a much better position because they have a much better education or in a much better school. Of course, it does matter. Brand does matter. The IITs, IIMs are the best, but that's not the end of the world. There are different colleges offering equally good education. There are different institutions which offer the best. So aim for the best, but that should not be the end of the world. Don't be disheartened by the fact that you're not coming from one of the best, so-called best institutions in the world. Because today the options are so many. It is not only the institutions, but it is the environment in which you study and the faculty. Even today, I can remember 3 or 4 faculty members who shaped me in my school. I can remember my history teacher called Akamma, who gave me that foundation to go forward. I can remember Father Clarence D'Souza in St. Joseph's College, who gave me that foundation. And I can also remember some professors in my later law degree, which I did, who shaped me. So it is not, the institution is important. Institutions give that shape. I mean, today you will have institutions telling you about their best possible offers, and that should be taken. But the fact that you don't get into any particular stream, or the fact that you have come from a college or school which is not the best, should not deter you. In fact, it should push you more. So I hope that message gets clear and you get more confidence. So that was the second message I wanted to give you. Third message I want to give all the students here is that we all say hard work, perseverance, there is no shortcut. Everybody knows. What does that mean? Everybody knows hard work, there is no shortcut, you have to study. But there is a real meaning to it. And there is a real sense, and time and again there are instances that brilliance alone or talent alone is not sufficient. All of you are very talented kids here. All of you who have what stage you have reached, you are highly talented, you have achieved something based on your own grit and determination. But let it be very clear to all of you, this is a very competitive world, and only talent will not help. What do you require? I read yesterday an article, very interesting article, so I'll share with you. All of you must be, most of you must be interested in cricket. I understand some people don't like cricket, but everybody has heard of Sachin Tendulkar, right? Have you heard of Vinod Kambli? You heard of Vinod Kambli. So there's a very interesting story going around yesterday in some social media, that both of them, Vinod Kambli and Sachin Tendulkar, were top class players at that time when they started. They were both great batsmen for India. And in fact, Vinod Kambli was supposed to be touted as much better than Sachin Tendulkar at that time when they started off. But today we hear only of Sachin Tendulkar, right? In the sense that he continued and his masterclass is what is known. What happened to Vinod Kambli? So the story goes that both of them were so talented, but what separated them was the perseverance, hard work and consistency of Tendulkar vis-a-vis Kambli. And Kambli lost out in that because he had his own set of problems, distractions and other issues. So my point here is, if you're all are talented, if you have a goal, please make sure that you are stick to that with hard work and consistency. And what does that mean? When you say hard work and consistency, it's not some rocket science. And all of us, you don't have to be brilliant to pass any of these exams. I consider myself an average student, but very hardworking. I tell it to everybody, I am not brilliant, but I am average with hard work. If I don't put in the time, if I don't make a timetable, if I don't give it the best, it will not happen to me. Same as to everybody. If you are good, if you are average, it does not take you out of the market of competition, because what will survive is how you plan yourself. You have a determined purpose, but you should make it work with a plan of action and execute it. It will be difficult. Sometimes you will lose out. Something will happen where you fail in something. Fail in the sense you don't achieve what is there at that time. That is fine. It goes on. I'll give you again personal example. When I completed my PUC from St. Joseph's College, I was doing arts, as I told you, and since I was I expected a very, very good percentage, because I had come from science and I thought arts was, I would say, easy at that time. So I did extremely well, but I scored terribly in political science. I scored some 60 out of 100. So I remember that day. I still remember that day, that I was so disappointed. I went to one of the teachers in St. Joseph's and said, what kind of system is this? How can I get 60 when I've got 90 and everything else? So that was a day where I felt down, I felt let down. But I didn't make that impact me in my further endeavors. I just kept going on. That was a passing shot. I didn't say, oh, that is the end of the world, I'm not going to study, I'm just going to give it up. I didn't do that. So what my message to you is, don't give up with failures that come on the way. Failures will come. It's not going to be an easy road. So all of you are competing. It's not an easy road. So that's what was my second message? The third message, that was. Only 2 more messages, okay, then I'll stop. Fourth message. Don't be disappointed by failures on the way. In fact, when you apply for many of these colleges, you must be yearning to get into one of these colleges. This college is the one I have to be. If it's not this college, then I fail. See, there are many factors that take you to these colleges. One is your hard work, one is your performance, but also there's a lot of luck and other factors that come in. There are also other people competing on the same, and they may be different factors. So my point to you is that don't blame anyone else for what what happens to you in your admissions, but also give it your best. And when you take that attitude, whatever you get, you will be satisfied, but you have to go ahead with this, because what is important is having an open mind. Today they're going to talk about AI and how things are changing. The number of courses today, the number of opportunities today is unparalleled. And whether you are going to take engineering or computer science or fashion designing or journalism or law, the opportunities are immense today because of technology, and it is a very flat world. It's a very flat world. What do I say in flat world? Lot of these skills that you will get, you can get online, you can get with paid courses online or open courses which are free, and everybody puts everybody to, yes, in our time of course there was no internet, but there was also ability of how much material you have. Today it's an open world, it's a level playing field, all of you have an opportunity. So again I say it all depends on you when you make the choice and you have a path ahead. When you choose a college or choose a course, that's not the end of the world. The world is when it starts. There it starts. Your journey starts, and until you reach your purpose in life, you have to be working hard. There is no other go. And today skilling is the most important. You're all aware today skilling, getting skill sets. I meet a lot of engineering and medicine students. In fact, I talk to a lot of kids in engineering and faculty and industry people who are hiring after engineering and after degrees. They said they have the basic skills of the degree, but they don't have basic skills of communication and leadership. Basic communication and leadership. So skill sets have to be holistic. Please think of yourself not only being an expert in the subject, that's important, but how you communicate. How are you going to adopt leadership roles in the organization? So these skill sets also important. So when you're choosing courses, when you're thinking of extra effort, please think of this, a holistic. It's not only you become an expert, you're not going to be in a room alone doing this. You're going to be interacting with many people. How do you interact with people? How do you create a team? How do you communicate? So these skills also are important. And I'm sure when you talk to your one-on-one counseling, please make these points also. How are the universities giving you those skills? How are they going to impart those skills to you? So those skills also are very important. Finally, I think I'll make one last point and then I'll end, because your panel discussions and the actual masala will start. Last point is for parents. Since all parents have come and all of you, many of you have come with your parents. One thing, I think you should give a round of applause to your parents. They've all come with you. I'll tell you this because in our time, in fact, my father didn't know which class I was going to. Many of the elders here will identify to that. But now I know what question paper my daughter is writing. That's the difference now, right? So all parents, they have invested a lot in you and they expect the best from you. It is not about expecting the best marks or expecting the best call. Expecting the best result from you, the best effort. The best effort and a good faith effort. That's what parents would expect. And one advice, last advice to parents would be that take it a little easy on the kids. They're also under tremendous pressure. Competition is immense. I understand your, as a parent myself, I understand your feelings and your sentiments. But we should be more careful with pushing our children towards things that they don't want to do. Right? That would be my message to children, to the parents. Allow them to explore and identify, of course, with informed decision, not that some fancy decision, I want to be something without knowing what you want to be, right? So it has to be an informed decision, but be the guide to allow them to be in a more open space. That will really, light up your children's lives, and I'm sure all of you will do extremely well in your lives. I don't want to talk about Karnataka. I thought I'll talk Karnataka higher education system, what number of colleges. I think that will not be of relevance to you. Those expert talks will give you, and you have all the stalls for the colleges. So again, thank the Times of India for organizing this. I wish each one of you the very best in your endeavors. Pursue your dreams, but pursue it with hard work and perseverance, and wish for the best. Thank you.